Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are watching today. I'm so excited. We are on day 4 of our self-love challenge. I hope that everybody is doing well. I know that things are coming up, and that was the point of the challenge, really, is to have things bubble up and come up so that we can see them, so that we can work with them, so we can notice them and come through them, come through the other side of this journey. Without even realizing it, we're doing a lot of shadow work in this self love challenge, I guess, in order to look at noticing or seeing in the depth. I started to see how much shadow work we're actually doing. And what I mean by shadow work is looking at those emotions that we've pushed down, things that we've been in denial of. And all of that comes from wanting to get to a place of daily practice of self-love. So we're going to have a look today at a lighter side of the self-love, which is what I was trying to get at. The day 2 and day 3, we were kind of going more into the shadow side and looking at the things that we have been denying and things that we haven't let come to the surface because they're being attached with a lot of pain, a lot of negativity, a lot of negative self-talk. So those things are really important to notice and look at. But then we're getting into the fun part of self-love, which is today and tomorrow. And today is really looking about creating some symbol or sigil in our life that we can focus on and look at as something to remind us daily in a positive way of our self-love. And I'm just going to grab our notes. If you haven't been in the portal, the notes that I use daily are there for you as well, so you can have a copy of them, and it might be nice to have them together and put them in your journal in some way so that we can keep a memory of the entire challenge that we're doing. And I guess it's something that we can always come back to and work on and see, check in with ourselves and see how we're going with our journey and our daily practice of self-love, and to go through these again, these lessons again. So as I was saying, the symbol is kind of going to be like a physical meditation or manifestation of our love for ourselves. And we're going to sort of create, with a symbol, create an energetic vibration that reminds us of how beautiful we are and how important it is to give ourselves that love, to inspire that self-love in us. For those of you who aren't that familiar with sigils, a sigil is probably a symbol or a type of ancient symbol that we can use for representing something. So you've got the pentagram, those sorts of things, the crescent moon, the female symbol, and I've got those down in the notes so you can have a look at pictures of those if you're not familiar with sigils. And the symbols could be something like, the most common one, I guess, for self-love would be a beautiful heart pendant, or a rose quartz shape in the shape of a heart, or something like that. You've been watching me in the videos with my symbol the whole time, so I've got my lovely little symbol of self-love. It's this beautiful quartz. It's like a strawberry quartz that I use and I carry with me and I hold with me, and it's starting to get the shape of my hand, so I use it and I rub it in there. So that's the symbol of self-love for me, is the rose quartz. It's about my heart energy, and it's about giving love to myself as well. And just yesterday, an order that I placed came in, and it's my bigger self-love quartz there. It's a bigger one. And in this piece came to me in a meditation. I was meditating and preparing for this challenge, and I got the intuition to, or the message, to get a bigger piece of rose quartz for me to have when I practice, when I'm coaching, when I'm doing the tarot readings that I also do, just to have that around with me. And this particular one, I just bought it on Instagram, but it came to me, it resonated with me. So your symbol will resonate with you. This piece is actually from Bolivia, which is kind of part of my ancestry, which is amazing because you can get rose quartz from so many places, from Africa, from South America, but other places. But this particular one is a part of my ancestry, and it came to me. So that's pretty amazing that your symbol will come to you in the way that you need to hear it, the way that you need to feel it. So if you already have a symbol of self-love, please put in the comments what that is. It'll be exciting to share with everybody what that is. And the exercise for today is really quite simple and quite beautiful. It's we're going to journal about what self-love symbols mean to us, creating that symbol of self-love. So in the journal, we're going to write down what a self-love symbol means to you, how you can use it, why you chose the one that you did choose, what it does to you. And what that does is, by writing about it in our journals, it creates a vibration and that we resonate with in terms of a feeling of giving yourself self-love. So it's a really beautiful vibration that you will feel when you do your journals. Some of you who are creative here, and I know there's a few designers, a few artists here, may want to create your own symbol or sigil of self-love. I've included some in the handout here. These are a couple that I found that online, and people will create their own sigils and maybe make them into tattoos or something. These, I think, particular ones that I got grabbed from the internet, I think were tattoos. But I'm not suggesting that you get a tattoo, but you could if you wanted to. Yeah, just to create your own symbol or figure out something that feels right for you to remind you about self-love. What have I got in my journal about my sigil? I think I was drawing a little bit. It's not complete, but I'm happy to share with you a couple of them. It was sort of like a little heart, that I think this one here, a little heart with a movement. So for me, moving in the direction of self-love, so I wanted to create like a little curl, but somehow it started to look like a ram, so I'm still going to work on that. But as you can see, I'm just drawing and using my journal to remind me of what the energy of self-love feels like, how it vibrates in me. And so when I hold something like a pink quartz, I'm already in that self-love, setting that intention, and that feeling of self-love is in my hand. So it's something that I've physically have. So I'm interested to see what your symbols of self-love are. And yes, so if you wanted to share that in the thread, I'll put a thread up for us for day 4 and share with us what your symbol of self-love is. And well done to everybody who's keeping up with the comments and engagement. I can see a few of you here already greeting each other, encouraging each other, and inspiring each other, which is really great. So keep that up. And yes, and tomorrow, can you believe, is going to be our last day. I've really been enjoying this challenge and sharing it with you. So I'm kind of sad that tomorrow is going to be our last day. So perhaps we can think of another challenge that we can do together in this group. That would be really lovely. So we'll talk about that after. Yes, a few sad faces there, but we can talk about that later on. And yes, so tomorrow we're going to be really creating our own success of what self-love is to us, so that as we progress after the challenge, we'll be able to quickly decipher if we're on the right track. If we're veering out a little bit, we'll be able to notice it more and come back into line with our meaning, our version of self-love. So that will be our plan for tomorrow. So today, get your self-love symbols going. Is it going to be a heart? Mine is the rose quartz. That reminds me of self-love, and it's also giving and receiving love from others. And I would love to know what your symbol that you're going to create, that you're going to journal about, and perhaps if you are interested in drawing about, creating that in your journal, and maybe we can share those together. I'm going to work on my sigil today, and it came to me to actually make my sigil, to carve it. So I'll be taking the sigil the final drawing of the sigil that I create, and I'll be carving it into stone, so that it'll be a piece of sculpture, a piece of art that I can have with me that resonates about this challenge and this experience with you all, and also to remind me to give myself that self-love, which for me has a lot to do with art and creativity. So I'm really interested to find out what yours is going to be about, and what your symbol is, so please share it with the group.